Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I finally moved the chickens out of that cooler that I had. They've grown at least twice as big as they were when I first got them about 3 weeks ago. And they were getting to the point, they're starting to feather out on their wings first, and they were they could literally hop from, take a hop and start flapping their wings from one end of the cooler to the other. So I was getting worried whenever I was changing their bedding or whatever, they were gonna possibly jump out, and I'd probably have a heck of a time catching them if they did that. So I went ahead and moved them into the coop. Temperatures, well, when I moved them in at night, it was going down to 60, and the days were in the 80s. We just went through a 3-day kind of small heat wave. First day was 98, then it went up to 101, and then the last day was 103. And now today, it's back down to, I think the high is going to be around 75 or so, with the nights going down into the mid 50s. And I will say, actually, I moved them a couple days ago, so that's why they kind of went through the heat wave out here. I had filmed just before, on the day that I did move them over, but I filmed about 6 minutes in, and then I paused it, and when I thought I'd started it back up again, I didn't. So I just, said, forget it. I'm not gonna redo it today. And then the very next day it started the real hot weather. So I figured I'd wait till it was cooler again. So here we are. And I do one more thing. I want to, if anyone watched my harvesting, first harvest of the garden out there, I know I totally butchered the music that I put in there. Something I haven't talked about. I've had some big issues with the phone carrier out here, and I've used the hotspot function to get my internet connection, and I'm way out in the middle of nowhere. It's about a 56-mile drive from where I'm at to get into town. So the signal at best isn't really all that great. But so when I was in the YouTube editor app, I was trying to cut that music in, also cut a few unnecessary parts out, and it was just taking forever and ever and ever for that music to complete. And I finally just I closed out the app, and well, I think what I did was I hit the option to go ahead and save it, and thinking, well, maybe it's done, but the screen just won't change. So long story short, the music came out horrible. In fact, I don't know how it happened, but it sounded like there was music over music, and it was just a mess. So I apologize for that. I sit here and say to myself, try to get better with each time you're filming and everything. But that one definitely went. I want to step back. That was horrible. So anyway, I apologize for that, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. But with this, again, with a weak signal, sometimes I think there's going to be issues. But I'm not at a point where I'm going to be getting Starlink or anything like that. So I'll just show you now I built this. Well, here, we'll flip it over. The building I built a couple years ago. I was still living in town, but I had a bunch of my stuff in a rental unit. So I figured, well, to go ahead and save myself some money, I'll just build a small shed out here and move all my stuff in there before I move out. And so that's what I did. And knowing that, once I had my barn built, I could move the stuff out of here, and then this would become the future chicken coop. So I built this small run off of it last spring, and right now, well, right now the gray, that gray door right there actually slides up and down over the small chicken opening. Now there's you see that 2x4 frame with the hardware cloth on it. I put that there because like I said, we went through a couple days of extremely hot temperatures, and with that thing having a tin roof on it, if the outside temperature was over 100 degrees, by 101 to 103, you can imagine how hot it would probably get inside the coop. So I was leaving the door open, and I just built a quick little frame and put some hardware cloth on there and put that up there so that the chickens couldn't get out. So that'll, I don't know, and they seem like, even now today's cool, and they still like hanging out there. And I think it's, they like to look out and see something other than the four walls of the coop. So I think I'm going to leave it like that for, well, until they get old enough to where I can actually let them out and they can kind of move around. That'll give them a little something more to look at in the outside world than the other side of that OSB. We'll walk around this side. I do have 4 nesting boxes in there, which obviously they aren't going to be using anytime soon. By the time they're old enough to start laying eggs, the winter time will be here, so would be slacking off anyway. I built a little, just went ahead and added a little rain catchment on there to grab some water every now and then. Whenever it does rain, or when the snow starts melting in the spring, it'll catch that runoff. But yeah, and I've got one window there which I had opened up to the day of or the couple days that the weather was real hot, and did basically the same thing for the door. I propped the door open and then put up some barriers to keep the chickens from coming out. But yeah, we'll come in here and there's all the chickens over there running from it, being chicken. But yeah, I put a perch there, and kind of hard. I'm not going to walk in there and really scare them, but there's another perch right there in front of the window. So once they're old enough to fly up there, they can get up there and peep out the window, because obviously in the winter time they're going to be spending a whole lot of time in here. I think I'm probably going to add some insulation in here too. Probably going to have to, because I mean, I know last couple of years we've had days where it hit -30. So yeah, I'm sure that would help out. Get their water, and place where I put their food right there. But yeah, they're growing. They're, like I say, they're starting to feather out on the wings, and they're good too, to almost 3 times the size they were when I first got them. And you guys, stay back. Don't want anybody running out. But some people might, I don't know, think it's too early to put them in the coop. But what are you guys doing? Don't come this way. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the door, because I don't want anybody to run out. I don't want to have to try to chase a little squirrely chicken. But yeah, so I kind of lost where I was at, what I was gonna say. But anyway, Oh, I know if I look on the internet, it talks about the temperatures that they need, but I'm off grid and they haven't spent day one under a heat lamp. I was doing everything I could do in those first couple weeks to keep them warm as possible, and I haven't lost a one. I got the original shipment was 13 hens and 2 roosters, and I haven't lost a one. So I think they'll be fine. I want to say what they've been in. This is probably their 4th day out there, and no issues. So I think they will be fine. So um, that's about all I can really think to show on that. So I'll cut it short here. Again, with this whole slow internet being so far out, it takes so long for the video to upload if I make it a long one. So I'm gonna start keeping them short, 15 minutes or less, and that way hopefully I can start it in the evening before I go to bed, and more than likely it'll be finished by the time I get up in the morning. But I just love these views up here. This is where my house is going to be built, so the deck, come out here and sit on the deck, and that's what I'll have to look at and all. So can't wait. Just wish it could be sooner. That is the thing, I'm on Social Security, so while I have money put away from the sale of my home in Florida to get that build started, I think I have enough money to get the cabin dried in. But then as far as doing all the like appliances and furniture and the wiring, electrical wiring, the plumbing, and definitely a big enough solar system excuse me, to power it, that's going to be a lot of money. So I'll be doing things step by step, or just as I get money available. So gonna be a long process, but you just got to be patient. So anyway, all right, I've got other stuff I got to get to. So I appreciate you guys watching, and hope you're all doing well, and we will see you later.